Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers podcast. Here as always with Luke and Lee. How we doing, lads?
Yep,
good,
all
mate.
Good, thank you. Bit
Brilliant.
hot, but I'm all right.
Can I just send out a big thank you to all the new subscribers before we start out? Hit some fantastic numbers, had some great feedback from some of you new guys as well. Obviously, the competition winner will be announced at the end of the show, so stay tuned. As Paul always says, don't zoom to the end to try and find it. Watch the whole show because we've got some really good content today. Let's start off, guys. There's some loads of news, West Ham related and sort of sister West Ham related, you could say. The big news today, just to congratulate him really, Sam Allardyce is the new England manager. What are your thoughts, guys, very quickly?
Yeah, I think he's deserved a shot. You know, he's been around the English game for a long time. I don't think he's really going to do much as far as winning things goes, but you know, it can't be much worse, can it? And it means that some West Ham players might actually get a shot. So, yeah, why not? Good luck to him.
I think he's the best of a bad bunch at the moment. I mean, it's between him and Steve Bruce, who's just been in the Championship with Hull. I mean, it was bizarre that they were the two front runners, really. But
yeah,
you know,
it's quite surprising that Pardew didn't even get sort of half even mentioned, did he?
he's sort of his own. I think although Allardyce is sort of his own man, he's not a yes man, is he? Really? I don't think.
No, Allardyce is no yes man. No way.
So it'd be interesting to see what he does with the team. And then interesting to see actually will players want to play for him? Your Rooney's, are they going to want to play for Allardyce? I don't know.
Do you think I mean, I said it just then, and a lot of West Ham fans in particular have been saying, "Oh, well, it means that maybe now Mark Noble will get a call up, maybe Andy Carroll will get a call up, or back into the England team." Do you think he'll make changes there, or do you think he'll stick to what it's been like really for the last few years?
I really don't know. I'd like to think that Andy Carroll will get picked, and I think Cresswell will get picked. If I had to pick one comment hammer that will definitely get picked, is Cresswell at some point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he certainly should have been in the World Cup. We'll just have the Euro squad. It was stupid that he wasn't. I don't know. I think he may stick with the current squad-ish. Couple of changes maybe to start with, and then
I can definitely see him
change it further down the line.
I can definitely see him giving Mark a call up, in a friendly, or in one of the early qualifiers, just to give him that cap, just for that recognition. I could see him doing that. I don't think he'd take him to. Well, you don't know. Noble might have an absolute smashing season next year. You don't know.
If they have a good season, like Antonio's going to be well knocking on that door if he has a good season. And I've got to say, we will talk about it in a minute, but in pre-season he's been really impressive as well. But yeah, with Allardyce, like I say, people in work were saying that he's just kept Sunderland up. What has he ever done? At the end of the day, England have just lost to Iceland. They need saving. They need that someone who's going to come in and steady the ship, very much like we did sort of 5-6 years ago. So, what did you say, Lee, about Roy? Like, where was he?
He was at West Brom. West Brom manager.
Failure at Liverpool. Again, yeah, I think it's what they need. Good luck to Allardyce, as we said. He left on bad terms with West Ham, but even us, we're thankful, aren't we, for what he did?
Yeah.
Do you think that will pay into the point you're making about Hammers getting call-ups? Do you think he'll hold a bit of a grudge?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he's against the players.
Yeah, exactly. He had run-ins with the fans, but the players seem to love him. So yeah, it's the fans, not the players. He
still has a very good relationship with David Gold and David Sullivan. They were the first to come out and say he's the man for the job. He'll be fantastic. So yeah, it's a bitterness towards us, not the players and not the board, I don't think, and not the club really in general from Sam. Yeah, yeah. Well done to Sam. Let's move on. West Ham stuff, guys. I want to get to the exciting stuff early. I'll leave it to the end. Let's get transfer news out of the way, guys. So Jack's come on Twitter last night. He said Caleri, is that how you pronounce it? Caleri is very close. Should be done in a week or so. Let's talk about him before we talk about the big one. I've watched some videos of this guy this morning on YouTube. There's a goal that he scores with the Rabona flick, which is
I've seen that.
Unbelievable. Again, I'm not expecting him to do that every week, but to have that audacity just shows maybe we might have another gem here.
It's an interesting one. Before he was linked with West Ham, I can't say I'd ever heard of him. 22 years old, Argentinian, never played for the national team. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how he'll do. I'm hoping he's going to be another Lanzini.
That's what I was just about to say. I do like this trying to pluck a gem every year. Don't get me wrong. One is going to fail at some point, but he could be another gem, like you say, like Lanzini.
The thing that I'm slightly concerned about is obviously in the Olympic squad. So we're not going to see him until, well, by the time he's done that, then he'll come back. He'll probably need a bit of a pre-season sort of type thing. So we're not going to see him until October, really.
Yeah,
same with
As
Lanzini.
Lanzini, yeah.
So if he can get anywhere near Lanzini level, then we've got another really bloody good player.
Actually, on that point, sorry, Paul.
I was just going to say that is assuming I would imagine it's a loan deal we're getting him in. I would imagine it will be the same where it would be a loan deal with an option because I haven't seen that mentioned.
No, I haven't seen it mentioned.
No, I'm assuming that as well.
But I actually read, I can't remember whether it was X or Jinx said it's initially only a 6 months loan, which would take it up to, say, January.
That's even stranger considering, as Lee said, that we ain't going to see him until near Christmas anyway.
But I've definitely read that somewhere. It could be just 6 months. But again, that's not official. Don't take my word. I don't work for the club. Or anything.
Can I just jump in on a point? Now, so we often have this debate about club over country, and actually, this has been completely forced on us. Is that we've got no Payet at the moment, still on holiday, no Ogbonna. Oh, it's great that they've been representing their countries, but actually, we're losing the services of our two best players. Gingy's still on holiday. Randolph's the only one back who's been to Euros. We're going to have no Lanzini. So throughout the season, you lose, like, let's face it, our best players are off, and it's kind of forced on you. It's annoying.
That is the I can't think what the word I'm thinking of. That is
the price to pay for success.
Price to pay for success. If Bacca comes in, that's what we're going to talk about in a minute. Obviously, he's another international. Reed of Bonner internationals. We've got a whole more or less team of internationals apart from the English boys. Really,
Bacca would be another one as well. Who obviously will have he hasn't had any pre-season or anything yet, so he's another one who will be a few weeks behind.
Yeah.
And the thing with the South American players as well, that's a hell of a long journey every 8 weeks or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. So let's move on to him, guys. The on and off, on again, off again. Carlos Bacca. It seemed dead in the water late last week with he wants Champions League football. And then obviously Atletico Madrid come out and said they don't want him. AC Milan president actually apparently had a meeting with Carlos to say, you've got to go. And then today we see pictures of him on Instagram saying, new challenges, new hope, with loads of packed bags. And Jack's tweet with we'll know in 48 hours sort of links it all in that this deal could happen.
Yeah, well, from the sounds of things, he's flying over today for a medical. He'll have the medical, assuming they can agree terms, finalise everything, and he passes the medical. It will be done by Sunday. So,
and I'm really excited. I know some West Ham fans have been saying, "No, let's just leave it now. Let's not do it." I'm sorry. I don't care if the guy plays a little hardball for a while. This guy is bloody good.
I agree.
Good goal scoring record.
We do have someone here that doesn't agree.
No, I'm not saying pull the plug. What I'm saying is he's not the player that he's making himself out to be. He's not 120 grand a week player. He's not. Sorry.
Is he not?
No,
but at our level,
he scored consistently, pretty much 1 in 2 throughout his entire career.
Why don't Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea,
Arsenal,
Tottenham want him?
Was flirting with him, weren't they?
Yeah, Arsenal were flirting with him, but then Arsenal don't buy older players. The likes of Manchester City, Man United, they can go after the real big names. They can go after the level up ones that we were trying to get. Do you know what I mean? They don't need to worry about that kind of step down player. They can go for the big names. So I don't know. I think it's fortunate. If he was 4 years younger, I don't think we'd have a chance.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think we should not sign. When we're in a bit of a desperate situation, let's face it, that. Maybe I'd rather sign someone who's a bit hungrier. I don't think he's that hungry, is my point. I know he's saying he wants to play for Champions League, but win it for us. Get us in the Champions League.
That's right. I do agree with that point, though. If you're so desperate to play Champions League, go and do it for your club.
Yeah.
You're playing at AC Milan. Like, this is a big club.
But AC Milan need to sell him.
Yeah. Then so be it.
So, but I mean, like a lot of people have mentioned that Payet was exactly the same last season. Payet was practically forced to join West Ham. He didn't want to come to West Ham.
Yeah.
He was forced to by Marseille because they needed the money.
Yeah, same with Bastial.
Yeah, and Payet was basically saying, "Who's West Ham? Why do I want to go and play for them? I want to play for a big team."
Yeah.
Marseille basically said, "Listen, you've got to go." Pretty much identical situation. Now he's a hero. Everyone loves him.
And let's hope it happens.
Yeah, of course.
Bacca will go on and be a hero at West Ham. But if Carlos Bacca does sign in the next 24 hours, my expectations of where West Ham can finish change, because at the moment I'm thinking top 10 might be good. Carlos Bacca signs, it's a top 4 challenge in my opinion. My
only issue is, and you know what I think of Andy Carroll. I love Andy Carroll. I think it'll be a good backup to have in the side. I know this is all hypothetical, but if Bacca gets a hamstring in the first couple of weeks of the season, then he gets another hamstring at Christmas, you lose him for 12 weeks all of a sudden, and then we're back to square one. We've got no backup, got no top quality backup.
With Carroll, Bacca, and Calorie, do we need one more?
Well, I think one of the lads will come in. I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree. So, assuming we sign Bacca, assuming we sign Clare, if we don't sign Clare, we'll probably sign somebody else. Carroll. Then like Lee says, then we've got Fletcher, Martinez, there. So I think we've got plenty of cover, considering we only play one up front.
So you wouldn't go for Ben Yedder if Calorie and Bacca both sign?
I've heard today that he won't come if they sign.
He won't come.
There'd be no reason, because when would he play?
Well, I'm just like saying the Europa League. Like, there's a lot of games this year.
I think the Europa and that we're going to be looking at the likes of like Fletcher and Martinez and Carroll probably as well. I can see Carroll actually being our main European striker.
Yeah, I can. So let's touch on pre-season, guys. We've played a few games. Obviously, a few games were on the telly. Paul did a review of one of the games. Obviously, don't read too much into the results and stuff. But let's talk about who's impressed so far. One of our questions on Twitter was about that Portuguese guy, Domingos Quino. I've been really impressed, actually, the last couple of games I've seen him play. Lovely feet. His feet are incredible. It's a 16-year-old lad. Let's not forget that. What did you think of Quino, if you've ever watched, guys?
Yeah, I saw the 2-2 game against the Czech side. Can't remember the names, whatever they were called.
Slovacko.
And he looked good. Lovely crossing for the second goal. Looks confident. He's got that sort of young rawness where he's got no fear. Probably a bit too soon for the first team, but maybe come January.
Yeah, you might
see a couple of injuries. Yeah,
I'll be very, very surprised if he's in near the first team. I was actually reading there's on These At Mother Brown. Was it last night? A guy came along. I can't remember the guy's name. Sorry, apologies. But he put up a thread about the youth setup. And it's worth checking out. Go over to These At Mother Brown. Check out. It's a thread on the youth setup. So much detail about the youth players, ones to keep an eye on, what squads they're in as well, importantly. So I think he was saying that Kina will be in the under-21s, so the development squad. You got to think as well, like you say, for a 16-year-old, that's phenomenal. That's fantastic. And he does look a really, really good talent.
Talent.
I don't expect to see him for a couple of years anyway, around the first team.
In regards to other youth players, before we go on to the new signings, I think we might have an actual real potential star in Ashley Fletcher. I think he looks like a goal scorer. Right, I think he's going to be. I think we actually might see him in the first team.
I think he's signed for us.
He's going to be an impact. I think he's going to be an impact sub for some of the season. Then maybe pushing for start at the end. He looks like a real star.
What did it say about him on that post, Paul? Did it say first team?
I don't think Fletcher was mentioned, but if he was, I can't remember, to be honest, if he was mentioned. But I would imagine, considering, as I've said a few times, if you look at some of the stuff the club's been putting out, especially around the kit launch, which I know we'll go on to in a little bit, Fletcher's been involved in a lot of that. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him in the first team setup this season.
of another young player. You mentioned him in your video as well, Paul. I was quite impressed with him pre-season last year, actually. Josh Cullen. He looks like a nice ball-carrying midfielder, actually. He
Scott
looks
Parker.
like a really nice player. Yeah, Scott Parker. Very Scott Parker-like, yeah. I don't know much about him. I don't know whether he's like a proper Hammers lad or not. But
I think, as far as I'm aware, he is. Yeah, he's a West Ham boy. So
he did well on loan last year at Bradford with Burke. They both received high praise. I'm excited about him. It's just tough to get into our central midfield. We've got a lot of central midfielders.
It is, mate. And I've got to say, I'm quite impressed with Reece Burke as well. He looks so composed on the ball. I know we lost like 3-0 and conceded some goals. Most of them goals wasn't his fault, though.
Do you know he played 80 minutes the night before and then he started the next game? I was surprised. So it's not any sort of surprise. Actually, on that, the insider, as it were, has put out a message in the last half hour saying that they've had a number of bids from the Championship to take him on loan, and Bilic wants to keep him whilst we're in the Europa League. So
we should see a bit of him in the Europa League. But no, he looked good. He does look a real nice player, actually. On our new signings, guys, I think Soufiane Feghouli is going to be my new favourite player next year.
I like the look of him, and I'm excited about him putting in balls for Carroll. I said that during the game the other day. It excites me.
He is frightening. The feet are unreal. Like, I remember the Algerian manager saying that he's as good as Mahrez, but just hasn't got the temperament. So,
wingers
from what I've seen so far, very exciting. The
thing with wingers is it's rare for a winger to have. I mean, you have standout players, obviously, but it's rare for a winger to have a fantastic 90 minutes consistently. They all seem to fade in and out of games.
With a winger, it's all about the service to them as well. But he, like you say, Lee, the crossing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The skills, the pace. I'm really excited about Feghouli. Really,
I think it's the one thing we missed last season. It was a fantastic season, but we lacked pace in our side.
Him and Antonio down that right hand side could be ruthless, absolutely ruthless. Bit like sort of the Scott Minto, Trevor Sinclair era. You know, like down that right hand side, left hand side. Really, really good. Gokhan Tour, guys, didn't really see much of him. There was a few tricks and flicks.
Yeah, it was his first time with the players. Like, don't forget, he only joined literally days ago. Like, so he's still got to adjust to the team and get to know his teammates and all the rest of it. So I wouldn't read too much into that. But he was quiet. But I wouldn't read too much into that yet.
And Harvard Norvet, guys.
He played centre half yesterday.
Yeah, he played centre half last night. I think he was at fault for one of the goals, wasn't he, last night? I'm sure he was. I'm sure he made the mistake at the back. But I don't know. I think he looks more midfield build. He doesn't look mobile enough to be a centre half. I don't know.
I think he's right back cover as well.
I think he's going to be. He's Song's replacement, isn't he? So he'll be midfield, but then obviously he can fill in if need be. So it's a decent option to have.
Yeah, I don't know how true it is, but I think I've read that Alex Song's side for Ruben Kazan.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting to see him play against us last night. But yeah, so pre-season, guys, don't read too much into it. Some very good performances. It looks exciting. Let's move on.
Just one more thing, Paul. You said the other day you weren't very impressed with Samuelson at the moment.
No, well, I wouldn't say...
He did a lovely trick yesterday, I have to say. He did a real nice
I wouldn't say I'm not very impressed with him. He hasn't played the way I would have expected him to play. Like I said in one of my videos, from what we've seen of him before, he's a real flair player. And this pre-season, he seems to have not... He's been more about, picking the ball up, taking a touch, laying it off. He's been doing the simple things, which, as I said in my video, that's not a bad thing, because that's obviously a side of his game he has to learn as well, whether he's been under instruction from Bilic to say, right, listen, now you need to show you can do this side of the game as well. But no, what I was saying was it surprised me. He wasn't as exciting as I expected him to be,
Obviously on pre-season as well, it looks like Antonio is playing right back. Many Twitter accounts are claiming that they made that exclusive, but obviously that wasn't exclusive on our podcast a few weeks back. Will wants to know, what do we think of that now? What do we think about that right back? I don't think there's anything we can say. It will take time for him to learn the position. I don't want him to play there.
It really worries me. I don't think... I'm still not convinced. Still not convinced. Go on, then.
The only thing that's going to change Bilic's mind is... what's his name? The guy from Leeds.
Byram?
Oh, Byram, of course it is. Byram having
He's played well.
playing really well, and then he might think actually Byram can come in at right back.
I
That's the
don't
only
think
thing
he
I
has
can think.
played well. I don't think he's ready either. He gives away so many fouls.
He's very lightweight.
He really dives into tackles, and in the Premier League, you can't be giving away fouls around the box. You can't.
No.
He brought up dirty leads. That's how they brought
yeah,
up.
well, it's true. You know,
No.
he does dive into tackles, and
I think them fullback positions do take time though, especially in the modern game, to learn that positioning. Because you have to attack now with that position. It's not my ideal Antonio at right back because I think he's such a goal scoring threat. Like I said, if he can develop that right back role, he could be like the new Seamus Coleman, where he gets 8 to 9 goals a year. But no, I don't particularly want him playing there. But in Slav, we trust. It really, isn't it? In Slav,
pretty much, yeah.
Right. So moving on from pre-season, Europa League, guys. The draw has been made. We've reversed the tie as well. So the first game at the new stadium will be the 4th, is it? 4th of August?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
And our first leg game will be the 28th, which is next Thursday. The game between the two teams we're playing, who's it again, Lee? Shakhtar?
Shakhtar Solusk and NZ Domzale. Apologies to Belarusian and Slovenian fans for my pronunciation.
They're playing tonight. Obviously, this video will go out tomorrow, but they are playing tonight, so we will find out our game properly tomorrow. So I will do a preview of that, or Paul will, whoever's doing the Europa League this season for us. Anyone know much about these two?
Yes, I'm just looking up now. So Shakhtar Solusk, which is the Belarusian team, they've got a bit of European pedigree. Played PSV Eindhoven a few years ago. A couple of Irish teams. I mean, they don't win matches by the looks of it. Obviously won a couple of matches to get to this stage though, so not much to be feared on either side really. And the other team, Donzal, if it is said like that, they've won both the Slovenian League and the Slovenian Super Cup twice, and the Slovenian Cup once. Again, not much to fear, I don't think. But we said that about SC Astra last season, didn't we?
Yeah.
It can happen. That is a problem.
If Celtic can lose to that team they lost to, I know they won the second leg, but we can lose to Domzal or the other one. Yeah.
And we really have got to take it seriously. I know we discussed it a little bit last week, but we need to hit that group stage. We really do need to hit that group stage, don't we?
I mean, ideal situation is we get a nice 2-0 win next week, and then it's just a party back at the new stadium, brand new stadium, open it up, nice and easy, no pressure, lovely.
Yeah. What are your hopes for Europa League? I know we touched on it last week, but what are your hopes for that?
I don't know what sort of teams are coming in the next round, actually, because if it's your Dortmunds and people like that, then...
But we will be seeded.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
No?
No,
we've got like... It's done on some points, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think we was about...
The word is CC points.
Yeah.
We're quite high up. We're like 33,000, something like that. And then you've got teams like 9,000, 10,000.
Because last season, at that stage, we wouldn't have been seeded. So I remember thinking we could have got Dortmund at that stage. So I don't know if they're in it this year, probably in the Champions League, aren't they? But so it just depends who else is coming in at that stage, really. And obviously, group stage has got to be the aim.
Yeah, for me,
at least.
That's what I want to see, group stage. I want to see at least a group stage, just so we get a good few games, really.
Yeah, they need the experience. They need the experience of playing in them games.
Yeah, but I mean, like
the kids.
Like we said last week, you know, why not try and win it?
Yeah, why not? If you get Carlos Bacca in and we take it really seriously, who knows? Carlos Bacca's won it twice. He's an experienced guy winning in that competition as well. Yeah. So that's the Europa League. Once it's all final, we'll let you know some more. Okay, guys, dare I say it? Kit launch.
Oh, my word.
I know it happened nearly a week ago now, but obviously we've not done a show since the kit launch.
I mean, we were watching it.
Rap about. Give me something to rap about, guys.
Bad suits. Bad suits.
You say bad suit, I say good suit.
Yeah, Pete Crouch look-alike, yeah.
Yeah, embarrassing. Listen, we've worked with like Dave and stuff, and I love the club and anything they're trying to do to promote us to get us out there. But honestly, for me, that just seemed like a big flop where Bacca was basically meant to come out and obviously there was no big striker. Bacca Lacazette was meant to walk out on the stage as a surprise, and it didn't happen.
Do you know what's weird about it is that the kit that had already been launched, the away one, they popped out the ground, but then the home kit, which was the big thing, they just walked on onto the stage.
I do question myself as well. Who is sadder, West Ham or all of us for watching, believing that a striker is actually going to get signed on that day?
I don't know. It was a weird thing. I mean, like we said, that's the only reason I can think they did it was because they were supposed to announce someone. Otherwise, what was the point? I mean, I've seen quite a few people saying, "Oh, it weren't for us; it was for the kids," which is fair enough. But if it was for the kids and it was meant to be a chance for the kids to see the players and get pictures with them, why not just organise an open day that for the kids? Not something at whatever time at night. Not something that's going to be broadcast all over the internet. I don't know what the purpose was. I genuinely don't know what the point of it was.
It was strange. It was embarrassing. It was wrong. Everything from the host down to everything about it. I mean, where was Ben Shepherd? Where was Chris Akabusi? One of them must have been around.
I mean, the fact it wasn't even a reveal because we'd all seen the kit anyway, and it had gone on sale the day before in Sports Direct.
No, that's right.
So
it is a nice kit. I have to say though, it is a nice kit. I have my views on it when I see it, obviously as a picture, which you shouldn't judge a kit on a picture. You really shouldn't. Once you try it on, it is a really nice kit.
It looks much better on than it does on a hanger, as all kits do. But I still don't like the stripes down the side.
Yeah, I actually quite like the stripe down the side. It frames it. Yeah, I actually quite like the stripe down the side.
And just a warning to anyone that hasn't bought it yet, it's quite snug.
But embarrassing though, guys. Really embarrassing.
I think I've sat through a lot of rubbish at West Ham over the years, but that was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, one of definitely. Just there was no need for it. There's no need for it.
I mean, who the hell was that rapper guy? I know you said it, but who was he?
He's apparently the best rapper in Britain, best freestyle rapper in Britain. Isn't he?
According to
Billy Mitchell? Get Billy Mitchell.
I don't know, according to Spencer.
That's like, I thought he was terrible. But still, there you go.
There are so many celebrity West Ham fans. They could have got the cast of EastEnders there. It would have been better than
Russell Brand,
Danny Dyer, Ray Winston loves it.
Danny Dyer, yeah, any of them.
I mean, it was so bad there weren't even a Winston voiceover. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. Enough of that. That was.
I'll tell you what. Before enough of that. That's what they did for the kit launch. Imagine what they're going to do for the stadium opening.
Oh well.
I mean,
he might come back. Well, they might have the rapper come back out at half time.
I bet he was scheduled and now they've cancelled.
To rap about Juventus.
Sorry, they need to. I think Lee would agree with me. They need to get Jeremy Nicholas back as the guy who does the voiceover. He's a legend, and he was quite badly treated actually. The way they got rid of him. Lee, you wanted to talk about the tickets, didn't you? Something that has been grinding your gears, as they say in Family Guy.
Yeah. So today.
Grinds my gears.
Yeah. This does. So today's Thursday. They've released details of how to apply for away tickets next season on the priority point system. Last year, you would have had to send off a form, and the club did the work. This year, they've completely changed it, and they're now putting all the emphasis on you doing the work, and you get a slot. So I've got 18 points, so my slot is 9 a.m. on a Friday. Sorry, I work. What use is that to? I mean, what if anyone? Surely people who can afford to go to away games have jobs. And then so 9 to 10 is if you've got more than 8 points. 10 to 11 is 7+, and then it goes on and on and on. So if I can't get onto a computer till 2 p.m, then I've
and the
sold
site's
out.
going to play up, isn't it? That site is going to play up. That site is so unreliable.
I just find it's just bizarre. If you've got a job, it doesn't work for you.
No, it's interesting. That's very interesting.
It's absolutely bizarre. It'd be interesting to see
that lasts.
And what other people think about it as well.
Yeah, let us know, guys. If you're a regular away ticket person and you go a lot, let us know. What do you think about that? Also, what did you think about the kit launch, guys? Let us know.
The ballot for the Bournemouth game was the other thing as well.
Yeah, the ballot for the Bournemouth game. Again, I know Paul says it because he's in Belfast and it's hard for him to get the ticket. But just go bloody old school. Queue up at the bloody ticket office if you want a ticket. I'm sorry.
I can't.
I know you can't.
So should I not be entitled to go and watch my club then? Who I've supported for decades.
I don't know, but it's like.
And I'm ex-season ticket holder. Does that count for nothing?
bloody go and queue up.
Or make it a phone thing. You have to get on the phone, or I don't know, just a ballot just doesn't seem.
No,
They're going to say it's the fairest way, but it doesn't seem fair to me. Again, if you're a lifelong supporter, you can't afford a season ticket. You want to go to that first game at Upton Park. You're willing to be there at 7:00 in the morning to get your ticket. It's no good to you because you've got to be in a ballot. It's not right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Let's be honest. After this season, it won't matter anyway. This season, we're going to sell out every week. Next season, the interest will die down a bit, and it'll be a lot easier to get tickets.
Yeah.
Did you know something I didn't realise? Is those they released those extra tickets at the top. Well, it was another 5,000, wasn't it? They had to buy for 2 years.
Yeah. My mate in work had to commit 2 years, but again, that's 2 years for £500.
Yeah, no, it's bargain.
Yeah. You can understand that though, because obviously they need to make sure that it's worth opening up them seats.
Yeah.
And I think they needed to make sure they were West Ham fans as well. You know, like it might have been a ticket tap to get one, and we'd sell the tickets. Boom.
There's been a lot of that. I've seen a lot of people saying there's so many people that don't even support West Ham. A lot of Arsenal fans in particular have been bought West Ham season tickets just to sell them on for stupid money.
I know of a family, it's his dad who doesn't support West Ham, kids don't support West Ham, but wants to take his kid to Premier League football, and he's got all their season tickets for like £600 or something like that.
Yeah,
and so they go.
Actually, again, he's a Tottenham fan and wants his 2 kids to go to West Ham. But actually, ticket prices were released for the games, actually, wasn't they, as well? Category C, the highest was £50. Category B, I think the highest was £65. And obviously your Man Uniteds, etc., they're still big boy money, like 75, 80 quid. So not much change on an actual match day ticket if, like, for when Paul comes over during the season. You're still going to be paying big dollar. Let's go on to questions, guys. Only a couple. Stacey from Twitter. Can I ask what our views are on issues regarding the move of the Champions League, Champions statute? Apparently something about Newham Council getting involved.
Yeah. Obviously, the plans were to move the statue to the front of the Olympic Stadium. Apparently now the council has said that can't happen unless basically that area where the statue is regenerated with a new thing or new roads or whatever. They're basically saying, no, something needs to go there in this place. And I think the thing is they're saying we're not paying for it.
Plant a big tree.
Well, they could do anything, couldn't they? It's not hard.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's I'm completely guessing. This is pure speculation, but I'm guessing they're getting a bit touchy after all of the stuff came out about how much money we're getting for the stadium, this, that, and the other. So now they've got to be seen to be trying to claw something back, because the last thing they need is people coming out and saying, "All right, so as well as the stadium, they're moving that statue, which doesn't belong to the club. It's not the club's statue." It's the council's. They're getting that moved, and then all this is happening. Who's paying for that? It's the taxpayer paying for it. So they've got to be seen to be saying, "Oh, hang on a minute,
being proactive about it." Yeah.
Even though in the whole scheme of things, it's minor. You know. Sorry,
we all lived in Newham for the majority of our lives, and actually, if I wasn't a West Ham fan, I'd be disgusted.
Mm.
I do want.
It's the poorest. It's the poorest. One of the poorest counties.
I do want the statue at Stratford.
Oh yeah, of course. And it's interesting actually, right? Straight away I think, oh yeah, right, they should bring the statue to Stratford. But then do you not also think it would be good to leave it there as a mark to show this is where we were for such a long time?
They're going to have something on the centre circle.
But who's going to see it? That's going to be in the middle of some flats.
No, that's going to be an open area.
It won't, because it'll be all around, then there'll be like a walkway to get into the middle, which will be like a park open to people.
Yeah, but I think the idea is that you go there and have your thoughts. That's what I was told when I went on the tour. They said it's there, so you can sit on the fountain and think about what went on in this area.
Right? Can you see that happening?
Of course, not gonna.
There's places like that everywhere. Like look at some of the estates in Canning Town and in Plaistow that are like that. They're just basically estates with a little park in the middle. Do you want to go to the park and sit and have a think about life? And
well, no, I don't. But I'm a dreamer.
I hope you're right. But nah, I can't see it working. I hope I'm wrong. Again, there was all things about how much these flats are going to cost and whether it's going to be affordable housing and this, that, and the other. You know, there's loads of nonsense going on about all that. Thankfully, it's got nothing to do with West Ham anymore. You know, that's for the council to sort out.
Sorry, guys. Just coming on Twitter here. Bacca has rejected us, I think. And it is said that he is happy. He has a 4-year contract with AC Milan, and he's happy to travel with them to the USA. I'm reading here from West Ham Central. One of the guys on Twitter, he's quite reliable. So, Carlos Bacca, West Ham, I'm only thinking of Milan and putting myself at the disposal of the technical staff. So, there we go. Apparently, hopefully not, but it seems breaking news. Carlos Bacca has rejected West Ham as we speak. Which is very, very sad if that is true.
Is this the point where we say we didn't want him anyway?
Yes and no, right? I've got it here, right? These are the quotes. He says, I'm leaving the US tour with the team tomorrow. West Ham, I'm thinking about Milan and making myself available for the coaching staff. I don't feel any pressure. I'm very calm and I always want to do my best, as we saw last season, so I'll give my all. Playing in Europe, there will come a time to play. First I have to talk to the club and then we'll see what happens. Nowhere does it say, I'm not going to West Ham.
Yeah, like I say, it's just that's how it's been put from.
I wouldn't read into that. Like, if you listen to the actual quotes there, I'm thinking about Milan and making myself available for the coaching staff. What's he going to say? He can't come out.
He has to say that, yeah.
Yeah, of course he does. He can't come out and say, no, forget AC Milan, I'm signing for West Ham, I don't care. Because if he doesn't sign, then he's obviously going to be slated by the Milan fans. He has to come out and say that. So I wouldn't read too much into that yet.
But yeah,
if he was a betting man, you are a betting man, is Bacca going to sign?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm convinced. Yeah.
I'm still like that with him.
I'm convinced. And I've been convinced for weeks. Yeah. Definitely.
I know, I do have strong faith in Jinx. Knees up my brain. He seems to hit the spot and hit it right every time. So, yeah, it could still have a little few games to play. But, yeah, hopefully it does happen. Sam on Twitter. Just off the subject now, that's totally thrown me the breaking news there. Sam on Twitter, what is our worst away day ever?
Easy. 6-0, Man City away, League Cup semi-final, first leg. Went to the game, pouring down with rain, lost 6-0, stayed to the end. This is before, I can't remember where it was, we lost 5-0 to Forest the same weekend. I went to that one as well. After the Man City game, Man City's in a very rough area of Manchester. I lost my car, was walking around Manchester for an hour trying to find where we parked. Finally got home about 3 a.m.
Lovely.
Away games, I've not seen us lose away much, but I did realise that whenever I have seen us lose away, we've lost 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. We lost 5-1 to Liverpool, 5-1 to Chelsea, and there's another 5-1 in there somewhere. But it would be the Chelsea 5-1 away. Paolo Di Canio got sent off. Just a really horrible day. Hero gets sent off and we get banged 5-1.
I haven't actually been to that many away games. I've only done a handful of away trips, so I don't know if I could think of a real standout worse away trip. So for me, the worst away game I can think of, and I've mentioned this before, was when we got battered. Was it 7-1 by Man United?
7-0.
7-0 was it?
7-1.
Yeah, I thought it was 7-1.
It was 6-0, 7-1. 6-0 in the cup, 7-1 in the league.
Yeah. It was 7-1. Yeah, that was pretty horrendous.
Yeah, that was really, really bad. That's all the questions this week. Some questions, I hope we've answered them during the show. If we haven't, please let us know. It's that time, guys. So we've been running the competition since last week. And it was for the new West Ham training top, which is a really, really nice top, actually. I've seen it myself in the shop the other day. Thank you to all the retweeters, all the likes, all the guys over at West Ham Banter page. Since that competition has been launched, they've gone from 15,000 likes to 16,000 likes, which is incredible in like a week and a half. And we've just absolutely boomed as a channel. And the response has been brilliant to the videos we've put out since, like Paul's put his reviews out. I put the shirt video out. So, yeah, really big thank you, guys. The draw was made just before the show. Our partner, West Ham Banter channel, did draw the name out of a hat out of all the tweeters and all the subscribers. We did check it thoroughly, guys, to check that you'd done all three. And the winner is, drum roll, please, guys. Henry Harnack. I hope I've pronounced that right. Henry Harnack. Please get in touch with either @3hammers on Twitter or leave a comment here or get in touch with at West Ham Banter page, they will send that shirt over to you. Henry, when you receive that shirt, please tweet out to us and at West Ham Banter page so everyone can see you in your shirt and as happy as Larry.
Congratulations, well done, mate.
Yeah, congratulations. Well done on subbing. Well done on completing everything. Commiserations to everyone else, but don't worry, guys, because, again, we're going to be hitting close to our targets. And when we hit those targets, like 1,000 subs, I don't know, 750 subs, we do petitions all the time anyway. There's something about giving City away, prizes away every month, like a free mug, which we'll give away like sort of every other podcast. So yeah, keep tuning in, guys, because we do give away a lot of prizes, and West Ham Banter page also give away a lot of prizes.
Speaking of milestones, is this now our 25th podcast?
20th.
20th, yeah.
Sorry, 20th podcast.
20th. I'm hoping, guys. I'm hoping it's all sort of in negotiation. But for you guys, I'm hoping that we can get Little Jack on for the 25th. But Little Jack will be on at some point. I'm hoping Little Jack will be on. Just on that, guys, we're on 582 subscribers. I've set a challenge. Let's get to 600 subscribers by the weekend. If you know anyone that likes West Ham and you know anyone that likes just some fact space and just interesting topics, get them involved, guys. Obviously, the more subs we get, the more prizes we do. Another competition, guys, that West Ham Banter page are running is £2 entry if you fancy it. They've got more details on their site. He sent me a few details. The Premier League fantasy site, he is going to be running a fantasy football league. The first prize is the new West Ham home shirt. Second prize, 2 seconds. And he hasn't actually announced it, but there will be other prizes for second and third place. Get involved, guys. All of us at the Free Hammers will join it. It'd be nice to see as many people as we can involved in that. The guys at West Ham Banter page are fantastic guys. Please get over there and like them. Is there anything else, guys, that you would like to talk about before we leave? Or is that it for this week?
I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
Safe trip to everyone heading to Belarus or Slovenia next week.
Yes. Whoever's going to do the review for the Europa League, that will be out before Thursday. Please check it out. And it's very, very soon. We'll be back with our reviews, previews. Paul's going to launch his show as well. We're going to have some really good content coming your way next season.
Yes, I can't wait. I've been watching the countdown. I've got FIFA 17 there, pre-ordered. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. And Paul is actually over for the Juventus game, and we're going to film some fun videos to put out there for you. I really hoped you liked the getting to know me, getting to know Lee, getting to know Paul videos. They went down really, really well. If you want some more of them, guys, drop some comments, give us some ideas of what you want, and then we know what to do for you guys. Yous are the most important guys. Obviously, yous watch our show. That's it, guys. Keep believing. Come on, you irons. Let's go.
Cheers.